whatever conversation I'm having, like last week, it was InsurTech. And of course, AI is at the center of those conversations with all the automation, with all the intelligent automation and just improving processes, right? There is no way we do it without augmenting humans anymore. So what kind of industry applications you see, Jigyasa, that's the most exciting to share?
Metaverse is definitely one of the shiniest examples that we have of AI. And the other would be, I'd love to see it grow more in healthcare. We have like these doctors, and there are so many places where doctors cannot reach on time to perform a certain surgery. So like looking forward to a day where we can have someone like a doctor remotely present, and let's say a machine doing a surgery. That will be like amazing to see, and that is one of the application I believe like would truly save the humankind.
Wow, yes, because you know what? All the advancement in technologies, it's meaningless unless we do improve people's life. We live happier and longer, right?
Yeah.
And that way, I guess, millions of practitioners now, right? Focusing day and night on that progress. You mentioned briefly low code, no code, okay? To me, that opportunity opens up the whole new horizon for those who starting career, for those who may not been through computer science graduate degree. Okay.
Absolutely.
So can you please comment how these fabulous advancements really helping people to get a hold of, what's next in the professional world?
Absolutely. As you mentioned, there are so many people who might not have an opportunity to get formal education in this field. And while they also want to work and learn in parallel. So I guess, and I also believe like the best way of learning is to do both of these things in parallel. Like, you learn and then you implement and then you do vice versa. So how about to start with like, let's say building a recommendation system where all you have to do is like drag and drop, upload your data, and there you have predictions, and then you can play with all those parameters, and on the side learn like how are they impacting the model, and also see it in practice rather than just like reading theoretical stuff about it. So that is one of the best way of learning, and all these tools like low code or no code, as we mentioned, are the perfect examples and the perfect tools to kind of like help you in this journey.
Also mentioned Jigyasa Explainable AI. We're kind of going through that top trends because I won't probe you further because again, I speak with a lot of fantastic AI leaders, okay? Seems like everyone have the good answer, and yet, that trust, okay, that really confidence, that recommendations we're getting, especially when it's life-threatening scenarios. It's not just the movie that we're going to watch tonight, right? That's kind of recoverable mistake we can tolerate, right?
Yeah,
but in the areas where we cannot tolerate mistakes, all right, how do you think, we're evolving for explainable AI, just trusting more and just relying on technology more at the same time, getting the results we want?
Absolutely. As you mentioned, that like getting a recommendation for a movie is like is a reversible mistake, but there are certain life-threatening risk-prone areas, where it could cost someone's life. For example, we were talking about that robotic surgery, something like that, or even like legal or defense. So it's very necessary to like deploy a model only and only after you have kind of like done thorough investigation. You kind of like are able to explain each and every prediction that you get, each and every output that you get, and also check for like biases, because we saw, in all these generative apps, I was reading the other day, people are saying that Lensa AI that was kind of like generating images for women, they were kind of like in a demeaning way, kind of like removing their pieces of clothing which they hadn't kind of consented to. So it's very important to like focus on the ethical part of it, removing biases and explaining all those predictions that you're getting before even deploying it to the masses.
A lot of applications I'm reading about anyway, about language models, extending the translation capabilities, because we still don't communicate well enough with humans. We need all the help we can get. So what's the kind of the interesting examples there that you think is going to only grow?
Yeah, one of the very cool examples that I was seeing was how two people communicating in different languages, but the real-time translation happening in each other's language was the coolest example that I saw. And it kind of like transcends all the boundaries, the physical boundaries, language boundaries that we have, and help, kind of like as you said, have a conversation with someone who talks in a completely different language and doesn't even understand yours. There's definitely a feedback loop that requires it to, kind of like as maintain the accuracy of it, and humans in that loop make a really good case of how you can help augment it and not like basically replace humans.
I cannot speak about AI without really thinking about consuming resources. All right.
Mhm.
So we do talk a lot about all the promise and all what's out there. At the same time, how considerate, again, leaders who are making those decisions, who are investing in the platforms, right? What kind of considerations we can put together for them in terms of, right, infrastructure resources, cost of technology, and just making sure that, yeah, we're not breaking businesses, we're helping them.
Absolutely. So there has been also a study about sustainable AI. Since we know all these large language models, they might take like days and months to train, and like they consume so much energy. They also leave like a large carbon footprint. So it's also onto us how we like optimize that and not just like waste the resources for the of the planet. And along with that, while you're also consuming resources, AI can also help prevent climate change. So there are like so many automated methods that you can set up, predicting the weather, thermostats, kind of like tuning themselves for the right temperature to maintain in the house or the office space that you have. So all these things are kind of like a trade-off. So while you're also using resources from this planet, it's also important to like give back and kind of like optimize that.